Hi there, thanks for coming back to my channel. My name is Mike Pitt. I make videos about business and crypto so that you can grow your business, increase your profits, and increase your portfolio. The title for today's video is, what does the FTX collapse mean for Solana? Keep watching and I'll give you my thoughts during this video. Before I get into the main content of the video, I'm going to put my socials on screen here. So if you're active on any of those platforms, follow me there, send me a message, and I will respond in the usual fashion. I'm going to split this video into sort of 2 or 3 parts. First part is this part, the introduction, and then I'm going to do screencast. So you're going to see, a couple of websites I want to refer to in relation to this to present some data to you. And then at the end, I'll come back and wrap up. Hi there. So I've switched to the screencast view because I think that's more useful for this kind of walkthrough and demonstration that I want to take you through. Just some context, if you've just come back to the video, you missed the intro. This video is looking at the position of Solana in the light of the FTX collapse. So the FTX collapse has happened, and Sam Bankman-Fried has resigned as CEO of FTX, and it's been clear from the initial intervention and potential deal that CZ of Binance was going to make with FTX. He withdrew from that deal. It's clear that there's a hole in the balance sheet. I've covered this information in a couple of TikToks. I'll reference my TikTok account underneath this video. The point being, there's a hole in the balance sheet, and Sam Bankman-Fried allegedly has been gambling customer funds to try and make large returns, but obviously has been unsuccessful in that, and that's why there's a big gap where customer funds should be. Now, that's made people think, oh my goodness, I know that FTX was one of the backers of Solana. Does that mean Solana, which is a top 10, top 15 cryptocurrency by coin market cap, market size, is that going to collapse? Is that going to fall away because of FTX? And I always encourage people to do their own research, and you should be doing your own research. And I'll talk you through some of my thoughts and my research in response to that idea. FTX collapse, is Solana okay? Will Solana survive? This is a website called Dealroom.co. It's publicly accessible, so you can go onto this website and look at this information yourself. And what it does, it summarizes a lot of the investors in particular cryptocurrencies, particular projects. So what we're talking about today is obviously Solana. Solana has had a couple of rounds of investment, most notable being, and we'll look at this in a moment, most notable being 2021, when I think it raised around 314 million. So let's look at some of the company details if you're not aware. So 201 to 500 people employed, firm valuation up to $240 million, and some base there in San Francisco. Now let's look at this. This is important in the light of what's happened to FTX. This is the important section coming up now. So if we look at the funding, you can see that early funders were Blockchain Fund here, Chelyabinsk, Notation Capital, Hardiaka, Ribbit Capital, Cosmos, Venture Capital, etc. So that was the early days, 2018. 2019, I won't read them all out, but you can see them here. And then CoinList in 2020. So these are all the funding rounds and the funding amounts that they've received from these particular investors. And then in the context of the FTX collapse, let's look at 2021, and you can see that in March 2021, one of the 40 million received in by Solana, which is a fair amount, and the investors were OKX, MXC, Exchange, Block Dream Fund, Anderson Horowitz, Polychain, Coin Fund, Multi-Coin Capital, Jump Trading, Alameda Research, and that's Sam Bankman-Fried's company that's obviously had a hole in its balance sheet, and I've talked about that in the recent videos. So you can see it was one of those institutional investors, but not the only one. So let's continue with the list. Parafy Capital, CoinShares Ventures, CMS Holdings, Blockchain Ventures, Sino Global Capital, Collab Currency, Memetic Capital. So that was a big round in June 2021. It was the initial coin offering, in fact, in 2021. And that was 314 million of funding. And you can see that Alameda Research was just one of those institutions, one of those companies that invested in Solana. So Solana has, let's summarize this for somebody who only wants the executive summary. Solana has a large number of institutional investors who are backing the project. What does that mean? It means that it's more likely to withstand any bumps along the road due to Sam Bankman-Fried's alleged misdoings, or Alameda Research collapsing and going into, and I know they filed for bankruptcy on the day of I'm recording this, it's the 11th of November, and I think they filed for bankruptcy today, Alameda Research. But all of these other companies, providing they continue with their support for Solana, and this is why you must do your own research. Don't just react to somebody's tweet or somebody's meme on social media. Actually do your research so that you know what you're investing in, and you know whether your level of comfort, your risk aversion, all of that, you should be evaluating that on a regular basis. It's not just a catchphrase for people who are presenting crypto information online, like crypto YouTubers like myself and other people. It's not just a catchphrase. You should be doing your own research, and you should know that there are all these institutional investors that are backing Solana. I have looked at this earlier in the year because there have been a number of outages of the Solana blockchain, which is a big problem when technically the blockchain cannot deliver all the transactions because there are outages, and they've been for a number of hours, and I've made videos about this. I think one of my videos was called is this the end for Solana? Because there was another outage of the blockchain, and then it was restored and normal service recommenced, etc. But you need to know who's invested and who's backing any particular cryptocurrency project you invest in. So in this instance, the summary is Alameda Research, yes, was one of the investors, but as long as all of the other investors have confidence in the project, Solana should be fine and should recover from its short-term dip created by the implosion of FTX, the FTX exchange and ecosystem. But Solana should be fine and should continue, and look at it, and its progress should be typical for other cryptos in the bear market. And then when the bear market is over, I'm thinking that's 2023, 2024, when the bear market's over, then it should recover as you would hope it would. So there's a lot of VC money in Solana. It's not just Alameda Research. That's the main point of this video. And you should reference websites like this. Dealroom.co is one. And just so that we're not wholly dependent on one website, there's another website that has kind of the same information, and that's Crunchbase. You may have heard of Crunchbase, and you can see here's the funding again, and that tallies with what we've seen on the other website. This is crunchbase.com. Look for the organization there, Solana, and then read all of the number of investments and more about the company and the level of funding and the founders, etc., that it's received. So in my mind, that gives me, as an investor, that gives me some reassurance that all being well, and when I say all being well, I will explain that. All being well, Solana should continue and should recover and should be fine. And when I say all being well, what I mean by that is as long as everybody within the project, the founders, etc., and I've made videos about Solana, so I'm not going to repeat all of the history about the project. I will reference those videos. So there's a video about is Solana, should it be in your portfolio? I'll put that in the description as well. You can watch that if you don't know more, if you don't know all the information about Solana. As long as the principals involved in the project are still leading development on the project, so the project's being developed and improved and work is happening on the blockchain, and nobody is making any missteps, doing anything criminal, anything wrong against the rules at all, then Solana should be fine. What we've found recently, and I say recently, just over the last few months, with projects like FTX and the FTX ecosystem, but also Luna and Do Kwon, when people do not conform or do not follow the rules and meet the expectations of their what they should be doing from a professional point of view with the projects and with the funds associated with the projects, that's when we get into a problem. It's not the technology it's necessarily fading, it's the human error, because people are either greedy or they're just taking criminal steps that they shouldn't be taking, and they've been tempted and they've crossed the line, and a sense of impropriety, inappropriateness has come into the project rather than something inherently wrong with any particular technology. So there you go, there's a quick summary, and that answers the question of this video. And I'm gonna which was obviously FTX collapse, what does this mean for Solana? I'm gonna exit this now and go back to the webcam view. Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Let me know your views in the comment section below. Now that you've got this information that I've armed you with during the video, what's your perspective on Solana? Obviously, I've given you my perspective. I'd be interested to hear your views as well. So thanks for watching all the way through. If you found it useful, please give me a like. Click on one of the 2 thumbnails to watch another video from me. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, peace.